Sometimes you may find yourself thinking about how to win the affections of a woman. Instinctively, a man will resort to the traditional notion of chasing her. However, this may not work all the time and can be quite harmful to your attempts in finding the love of your life. Instead, we will be talking about how to skirt around that notion of chasing women and create a beneficial outcome for you, while also maintaining your dignity as a bonus. Doing this generally involves expressing your intentions clearly and incorporating genuine gestures into your interactions. But before we proceed, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more related content. Here are a few reasons why chasing women can be disastrous, and the alternatives that you can do to ensure a better outcome for your potential romance. Number 1. You will look desperate. Yes, it can be tempting to just start chasing the woman you want to be with, showering her with gifts and attention and whatnot. But studies have shown that doing this can negatively affect her perception of you, especially when done to an excessive degree. Showering her with too much attention serves no purpose, but to let her know how desperate you are to be with her. Chances are, she may not even want your attention nor to reciprocate that feeling. It will be better for you to respect her wishes and walk away. Preserve your dignity. Nothing is as unattractive as a man who forces himself on someone who doesn't even want him back. If you truly want to be with her, then it will be better to take things slow. Become her friend, talk to her, make her trust you, be open to her. Being natural with your actions will infinitely make things easier for you. Who knows? In the long run, you may come to realize what you really want from her and what she wants from you. In the end, at least you'll have a loving friend that you can confide in. Number 2. You will unconsciously make her the center of everything. There is no denying that a lot of us have fallen into this trap of making someone else the center of our world. Everything we do for the sake without thinking about whether or not she's asking for them in the first place. This is very problematic because it can create unnecessary pressure for her and can eventually lead to constant bickering. You may unknowingly develop a mentality that she should give back whatever effort you gave to her. Another point to consider is that such things eventually end up as a one-sided relationship, where only one person is giving all the effort. This should be avoided at all costs as it is mentally draining, not to mention unfair to you when you continue doing it. Sure, you don't mind it doing all the work and making her the most important part of your life. But what if she doesn't care? You will only hurt yourself in the process. The best thing to do is to continue living your life for yourself. And if that doesn't work, center your life on your family and friends instead. Number 3. You will ultimately put too much pressure on yourself. Enough about the pressure you give to someone you keep chasing. Let's talk about the pressure you give to yourself when doing it. You might not notice it first, but constantly chasing someone will emotionally drain you and leave you expecting the impossible from someone. It can only lead to heartbreak, and we do not want that to happen, do we? Setting unrealistic expectations for yourself to impress someone else will only damage your self-image and feed your self-doubts. The best thing to do is reorient yourself. Focus on what you want to be, which leads us to our next point. Number 4. They will become distractions from your own goals. It is unavoidable that in chasing your dream girl, you will sooner or later lose sight of your own aspirations. Devoting too much time thinking about pursuing someone instead of your dreams will have significant ramifications for your growth. Instead of thinking about how to be better for your own good, you start to mold your self-image to fit her standards. You become a stranger to yourself. And what is sadder than not recognizing yourself? You start devoting all your time and effort to be someone you are not, when you could have spent all that time to be someone you want to be. The loss of your goals and even your identity in exchange for the hypothetical affections of someone else are not worth it. Start focusing on yourself and be who you wish to be, and the right woman will come along in the future. Number 5. There is a big risk of becoming obsessed. Continue the path of chasing the affections of a woman and you will eventually stray towards a more dangerous form of attraction. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, obsession is a persistent and disturbing preoccupation with an often unreasonable idea or feeling. Let's translate that to our topic at hand. When you become obsessed with chasing a woman, it can eventually lead to you obsessing on every little thing about her. This is quite dangerous, not only for you but for her too. Obsession can be interpreted as an intrusive act, depending on the degree. Some people who obsess over others like to find out where their target is going all the time, what her schedule is, where she lives. In many states and countries, this is considered a felony or a crime. It is also a reflection of the obsessed person's controlling behavior and insecurities. Women appreciate men who know how to take a hint. So, instead of obsessing over her and putting her in potential danger over your actions, it might be best to redirect all that energy to something more productive, like reading a book for example, or exercising, anything to keep your mind pristine. Number 6. Red flags become more difficult to look out for. Everyone has red flags, it's the truth. Although everyone has different definitions and personal guidelines for it. Of course, in any given attempt to find the one, we also must know how to spot red flags so we can avoid them. But when you are consumed by your affection for someone, their red flags start to become invisible to you. You start putting them into a pedestal, seeing them not for who they really are, but who you think they are. What if she starts flirting with the bartender while you were on a date? Or you notice her texting so many men while you are together? You will only set yourself up for disappointment when you continue chasing her affection. Number 7. You might miss out on someone who truly loves you. Exerting all effort on one person and only focusing on them will create a tunnel vision of affection that you may end up ignoring someone else who really loves you. When a man keeps chasing the woman he wants, he usually rejects any other affection from other people. Yes, you can say that you want her and you deserve her. What if she doesn't feel the same way? There lies the problem. When you chase someone, you only wish for their affection and no one else's. You start ignoring all other forms of endearment from everyone and expecting the woman you are chasing to reciprocate that feeling. What if in your moment of only focusing on one person, another came along? Someone who is willing to love you and be with you despite everything. Give your full energy to someone who deserves it. And there we go, folks. A few reasons why obsessing and chasing a woman is more often than not troublesome. The biggest lesson here is learning to take no for an answer. Keeping the energy to chase someone who has already established that she does not want a relationship with you will drain your soul. So channel all that positive energy to a more worthwhile thing. Remember, when you wish for someone's affection, it is best to be your authentic self. Don't force things and just let things happen. If you have a friend in need of some tips, then do not hesitate to share. Until the next video.